All right, guys. So, as I'm sure you've heard or seen on social media, North Carolina, my home state, has been hit pretty severely with Hurricane Helene. Um, it is catastrophic. And mainstream news, they put out these death toll numbers, which is, I believe, last time I saw was below 500, that the mainstream news is saying. However, you talk to locals and the death toll is way above the thousands. Easily above the thousands for people dead and easily above the thousands for people who are missing. And the people who survived, they are in dire need of very simple supplies. Some of them in a city like Asheville, they're starting to get Wi-Fi back. However, there's a lot of smaller towns who they don't have signal for Wi-Fi. They don't have food, water, shelter, or clothing because they're fucking. That was rude during this promo, whatever. Their house floated away. Some people watched their family float away. So it is absolutely devastating. And in the description of this episode and future episodes, there will be links to donate money, whatever you can, $5, $10, $20, whatever you can do, please. I know this shit doesn't get a lot of views, but I'm going to donate what I can. I'm also poor, but I'm going to donate what I can, and it would be awesome if you could do the same. These people, they just need. So the links will be in the description. I'm not sure. Talking to the locals, FEMA isn't doing much. Red Cross isn't doing much. A lot of these people who are actually helping the locals are smaller organizations, or some of them are just people that have a trailer or a van or a truck, and they're going to Costco, they're buying supplies, and they're driving to these places and getting these essential things to these people that need it very badly. So if you could please go into the description and fucking hit the link up and just give whatever you can, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys for even clicking on my video or watching my content or being, a loyal fan. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thanks. Now we're going to start the episode.
Oh my God! See what's happening here is we're gonna get yelling and
we're gonna get yelling.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I forgot to put a timer.
All right, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Full House. I'm your host, John Cena, and today we have an episode. Also, real quick, I'm dressed like a young pine tree, so let's just move past it, dude. Get over it. This past Thursday, I was at the gym. I try to go to the gym every Thursday and hit the heavy bag. And a heavy bag is a punching bag. Some people don't know the term heavy bag, but it's a punching bag, dude. So I try and get there every Thursday. Some Thursdays I skip, but most of them I go. I do 6 rounds of 3.5 minutes on the bag. The little 1 minute rest in between. In a normal professional boxing match, a round is 3 minutes. So, not to brag, but it's pretty cool. And when I finish, I stretch out. I try and go to the gym every Monday and Thursday. After I finish my workout, I stretch. On Monday, I lift weights. But every Thursday, as I'm stretching, there is a older gentleman who comes in and starts his workout. And it's pretty routine. And I'm there pretty routinely as well. It's around the same time every time. And so is he. But this past Thursday, as I was stretching, I noticed that this man did not have headphones in, which is wild to me because I always have headphones in at the gym. Most people do. And I'm curious if that's common for most people his age. I assume it is, but I don't know. And this room that I use at the gym is separate from the main free weights room that most of the members use. And they call it the training room. And the reason that I go to the training room is because they have a punching bag, and also that's where the kettlebells are at. And I like the kettlebells because I can work out my whole body in like 30 minutes. Whereas if I go to the free weights gym, it's like it takes more time. It takes like an hour or hour 20. And then like it takes so much longer to work your whole body. To use the free weights gym, I think I'd have to do 4 days at the gym and do like the very typical, biceps and back day, triceps and chest day, leg day, shoulders, whatever the fuck it is, dude. And that's nice. It is a nice way to work out, but it just takes longer for me personally. But anyways, I'm in there stretching, and since I had noticed that this guy isn't using headphones, I can't help but people watch. And he's just doing his workout normally, just with no headphones. And this room doesn't have music playing on the speakers. The main workout room has music. It's like very vanilla music, but they have music. And the training room does not. So the only thing this man can hear is the hum of the air conditioning and me breathing. And I can't even hear myself breathe, but I assume it sounds something in between, freaky and autistic. That's what I imagine I sound like breathing as I stretch. And this guy's just doing his workout. And I wonder, is it because his generation is tougher than my generation? Or if he just doesn't know how Spotify works? Or if Spotify even exists? I don't know. But he, for real, just raw dogged his entire workout. And, a guy his age probably raw dogs his whole life. Like, I don't imagine, like I do one AirPod, almost said earpod. I do one AirPod when I grocery shop. Like there's almost always a podcast playing in my life. Obviously, I stopped podcasting to do my podcast, but this dude just, it blew my mind. But it's not crazy. And at what point, he didn't even have a Walkman, which there's a lot of people who don't even know what a Walkman is now. So that blew my mind. That was very interesting to me. And I see him every Thursday. I don't know his name. I don't talk to him. There's also a guy who I see every Monday. I saw him today. I worked out this morning. I saw him in there today. We never talk much, but apparently he played linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys. And he's so tall, dude. He gets on the bike, on the stationary bike, and he has to put the seat all the way up. And he'll just ride it for like an hour, dude. I do 10 minutes before my workout. I used to jump rope before my workout, but I hurt my Achilles and I can't jump rope anymore. And this was months ago. My Achilles still hurts. Tendons take a long time to heal. I've hurt my other Achilles back in the day skateboarding, but that healed up, and now my other Achilles hurts. So that's super fucking cool. But anyways, dude, let's get down to business, man. I'm sure you guys have heard, and this, there's an intro for this. I did an intro. But Hurricane Helene hit Western North Carolina. I think I talked about it a little bit last episode, but since I recorded last week's episode, which won't come out for 2 weeks, I've seen a lot of footage of Hurricane Helene. And it is absolutely tragic, dude. They say, let me check and see if this is recording. God damn it, dude. Is this OCD or just I want to do a good job? I don't know. Yay, we are recording. I started this episode and realized that the intro I recorded was being recorded over, so I had to restart. But anyways, where was I at? Western North Carolina is absolutely, it's Asheville's not fully gone. I'd say at least half of it's gone. And there's a lot of small towns that are just absolutely wiped out, that washed away in a river. People's homes and people's families washed away in a river. There's some people. My mother went to church yesterday, and the pastor there said that he volunteered. He went over to some town and he helped. And he said that speaking to some of the people there, they told him that they saw their family being washed away in an instant. And the thing with flooding in the mountains, well, let me back up. There was torrential, that's the word, rainfall leading up to the floods. So the earth was super saturated with water. And when the flooding happened, there were massive mudslides. Well, the mudslides happened with rain, but when the flooding happened, it was just carrying lots and lots of earth, dirt, mud. So a lot of these people who got swept away, they got buried in mud. So when the water levels kind of died down a little bit, it's still bad, but when they died down a little bit, there's businesses that are waist high in mud. And there's a lot of people missing, and for sure, a lot of these people are buried in mud. And there's people in trees. There's bodies in trees. And, I hate to make it so heavy right out of the gate, but that's what's going on in my state, dude. In the Biden administration, they're giving families one payment of $750, which is, this is going to be years and years and years of reconstructing these places. Some of them may not be reconstructed at all. Asheville, they're going to work on a place like Asheville. Asheville is kind of like, I guess, the heartbeat of this area. There's a lot of small towns around Asheville, very remote small towns. And say like someone in this small town, they have an emergency, say a medical emergency, they'd go to Asheville for it. Asheville is like the city that's surrounded by these smaller, much smaller towns. And Asheville got hit pretty hard. But these small towns are just gone, dude. And there's a lot of people missing, but the Biden administration, $750. And what really makes me angry about it is, we got billions for the Ukraine, for Israel. But when something happens in our country, like a true emergency, they just say sorry. And I get it, dude. I get it. Like, as a country, there's strategizing that goes on globally. But come on, dude. $750, and then they want to get reelected. It is absolutely just, it's pathetic, dude. It really is. And I'm not saying this to say go vote for Trump. I don't give a fuck about voting, dude. Fuck politics too. But it's all just a scam, brother. And look, dude, if you're it's such a theater, all of politics. And if you're super into it, if you're super into politics and it's like part of your personality, then you're kind of retarded. You're a dumb idiot. And if that makes you unsubscribe from me or not want to watch my podcast, good. Good. Because I don't want idiots as part of my community. And YouTube might even take this down for saying that, but I don't care, man. Because it's so fucked up, brother. So yeah, dude. And listen, I'm broke, dude. I'm trying to donate what I can. And I'm also trying to donate to the right places. Because some of these organizations aren't actually helping the people. FEMA's not helping. They say they are. But you talk to the people who are directly affected by this mass destruction. They say FEMA's not helping. There's a lot of people though who are just loading up trailers, loading up their truck, loading up their van, and they're riding out there and they're getting essential items to the locals. And there's a lot of locals who are posting links in their Instagram stories regularly. And even if just $5 is all you got. Like, my work has been slow. And let's see. There was a day where my boss texted me and said, don't even worry about coming in today because it was so slow that day. I think I have like $59 in my bank account. Super secret time, $59. But I'm trying to donate what I can, dude. So, and this is in the intro of this episode, but there are links to donate. If you can donate what you can, it would help. If you can get like one person just a dinner, just if you can buy someone a McDouble, whatever, dude. A little pack of lunch meat, a loaf of bread. It really does help because these people are going to have to rebuild their entire lives. A lot of people lost their family, dude. Their house floated away. If you haven't seen the footage, I'm not on Facebook a ton, but when I am, I see a little bit on Facebook. I see a little bit on Instagram, but TikTok really is showing what's up, at least in my algorithm. So check that out, man. And I prefer to try and be funny and silly on here, but it really is nasty, dude. It's really bad. So if you could check that out, dude, see what's up with it, maybe donate $10. That'll be awesome. And Biden administration's really fumbling the ball. FEMA's really fumbling the ball. And we just gave so much. I can't remember if it was the Ukraine or Israel, but billions of dollars, dude. And, man, illegal immigrants come in. They get a debit card with a bunch of money on it. I don't know the exact number, so I won't speculate. But they're getting debit cards with a significant amount of money on it, more than $750. They're getting put up in nice hotels. They're getting what they need. But an entire quarter of a state gets devastated And it's not just North Carolina. I don't want to be selfish to North Carolina. South Carolina got hit hard. Florida got hit hard. I'm just in North Carolina. I know North Carolina. I've been to Asheville 158 times. I have good friends in Asheville. So that's why I say North Carolina. But they give these illegal immigrants, and I'm not against immigration. Maybe, the way that the Biden administration handled immigration and just started to let everyone in, I don't agree with. But I also don't agree with how hard it is for immigrants to come in the right way. Jesus Christ. Every time I start the podcast, it's like I'm going to throw up. It is very hard for people to come in the right way, the correct way. But I also don't think we should just let everyone in, because for sure there's criminals and probably terrorists, cartel people. It's not good. But the Biden administration, they just let them in, and then they send them to these swing states, and then they're pushing for, let's not have an ID to let people vote. It's clear that they're trying to up the Democratic vote. And I'm not Democrat, I'm not Republican, I'm not anything. I think politics is the most despicable thing, most satanic thing that the United States has to offer. And I think it's dumb to care. I think it's dumb to pick a side. I think it's stupid. I think it's really stupid. I don't think the proper state of being is caring about politics. People have become so atheist. And human beings, we have this, just like we need food and water, we need something that's bigger than us to believe in. We need something higher and bigger than us to really feel a spiritual hole in our souls. And people are so atheist that they fill that hole with politics, money, sex, drugs, or whatever the fuck else, without even realizing it. Also, identity politics. That's like the new religion. Being woke is the newest religion that I can think of. And we're feeling this, it makes me so angry, dude. Just pray. Do something. It's really despicable, dude. I really hate it. And people hate Christianity. And here's the thing. Here's what I've found just by talking to people who really talk down on Christianity. I'm not even a Christian. There's a lot of Christianity that I really like a lot. But there's also a lot of Buddhism that I like. And just general spirituality that I like a lot. But the biggest thing I see with people who have a lot of shit to talk on Christianity is that they have childhood trauma from Christianity. And here's the thing. More than half of the time, if you talk to those people, they've had a lot of instances of being a teenager or whatever, maybe even younger than a teenager, that have been going through something in their life that's very real. And when they go to their parents or grandparents or whoever their guardian is, those people will tell them to just pray about it. Which is not what you tell your child when they're going through something very real. You don't just say pray about it. The Lord will take care of it. That's not what you say. I don't care how Christian you are. You need to fucking parent your children. You need to help your kids out. Just telling kids to pray about it when they're going through something very real is lazy as fuck, dude, and you suck. So a lot of these people, they, if you break it down, they don't hate Christianity. They hate their fucking parents. But they don't say that. They're still very cordial with their parents. They still tell their parents that they love them. But if you really untie the knots and look at it, they hate their parents. And instead of pointing that hatred at their parents, they point it at Christianity. because that's easier and that keeps the family together. But really, they've had lazy, shitty parents growing up who are religious, and they blame it on the religion. And that's very true. You talk to a lot of people, that's very true. There's some people who that's not the case. They're just atheists because they think there's no God or whatever. And those people are the most anxious people that you've ever met in your life. Those people, 9 times out of 10, do have an anxiety disorder, and they take medication for anxiety, because to think that there's nothing higher than you is like, what's the point? Kill yourself. If there's no point to life, kill yourself. Actually, I should cut that out. YouTube is going to take this episode down, dude. Don't kill yourself. I don't mean that. The point I'm making is that you have to believe in something bigger than yourself. So that's what I think about that. This is not funny, dude. Yeah, man. So that's how I feel. And I also feel like a young pine tree. So green and brown is what I went with today. And I should have peed before I started recording out the pee already. And I still have more topics. But what are you going to do, man? North Carolina got hit hard. Luckily, Statesville, I'm okay. The worst thing, I think I said this last episode, the biggest thing I've had to deal with is the Ingles I go to is only taking cash. And that's literally a walk in the park compared to your house floating away or your family is missing. So, yeah, dude. What are you going to do, man? I'm just sick of politics. I'm sick of people. And I promise I'm not. It seems like I'm in a really bad mood. I'm not. Just have a lot to say about it. Also, Facebook opinion. Dude, here's a weird thing, man. I get on Facebook and I see like people just post their opinions and thoughts freely. Like diary time. And it's so annoying. But then every Monday I record a podcast and it's like all my opinions in diary time. So maybe I'm a hypocrite. But I don't know. At least I tried to be funny, except not right now. I'm not trying to be funny. But it is what it is, I guess. I don't know, man. What else do we got? I don't know. Let's see. No headphones. Boom. Politics. Boom. Biden administration. Boom. Maybe I'm a hypocrite, dude. And maybe I'm a hater. I talked a lot of shit about Taylor Swift. And it is hypocritical because I have like homies who are like pretty big haters. And it annoys me so much. But then also I'm a hater. But also, to be fair, I've tried to listen to Taylor Swift. I've sat down and put, one of her albums on and tried to listen to it. And like really, like I wasn't just scrolling Instagram as it played. Like I actively listened to it. I wasn't passively listening to it. I actively listened. It's just not for me, dude. It's not for me. Sabrina Carpenter, not for me. All these like vanilla, watered down, basic pop music is not for me, dude. But you put on Kali Uchis, you put on Ari Lennox, you put on Tao Win. And it's not because she's a woman. Like, female vocalists are my favorite vocalists. Erykah Badu, one of my favorites of all time. Kali Uchis is my number 2 favorite artist of all time. Sometimes she's number 1. Depends on what type of week I'm having. But I don't know, dude. And maybe that is being an artist, is being very specific in what you like. But also, I do think as a musician specifically, I think being too specific in what you prefer limits your artistry. because I do listen to a lot. You know, from Erykah Badu to Tyler the Creator to Metallica to like what else is weird? Slipknot. I love Slipknot. There's a wide range of stuff that I like. And I think that helps me with my own music. But I don't know. Maybe I'm not a hypocrite. I don't know. To change the subject a little bit, dude, I eat 3 eggs every single day of my life. And for like a year and a half, I did over medium. And just recently, I started scrambling eggs again. Because for the longest time, they were scrambled. And that's the thing. If you eat eggs every day, they're so good for you, dude. It's so much protein. That like, they're so rich in nutrients. They're fucking wonderful. But they're really easy to get tired of. And that's why that's where you got to change how you cook them. So I've been scrambling them recently. And every time I eat eggs, I use salt, pepper, hemp hearts, which are great, really good for you, and hot sauce. And one of my brothers got a bottle of sriracha. He's not eating it, so I've been using it. Because before that, I was using Cholula, the sweet habanero Cholula. It's my favorite Cholula. The original's good. The green is good. But the sweet habanero is my favorite. Anyways, been using his sriracha that he got. It's like a new brand or something. It's not the typical one that you always see. But the way, not Cholula, the way that sriracha looks, it looks like ketchup. So whenever I put it on, to my eye, it looks like ketchup, and then it makes me want to put ketchup on my eggs, which I did, like, as a 9-year-old, I put ketchup on my eggs, and I'm almost to the point to where I'm ready to put ketchup on my eggs again. I'm almost full circle with eggs, and full circle has been a theme of my life. Maybe that's because I'm in my 30s now, but coming full circle has been a theme. Also, my little sister just pulled up. I'm sure she's sitting in the kitchen just listening to me talking to a camera. So that's cool, but I've almost come full circle on eggs. And I might put ketchup on tomorrow. Also, I turned 31 in on the 20th. So 13 days away. I'm a baker's dozen of days away from being 31. So that's cool. I've enjoyed my 30s. Also sober now. The thing with sobriety, for me, it's better, dude. It's so much better. I love getting faded. I got faded for most of my 20s. That's what most of my 20s was. And towards my late 20s, I started to question if I'm an addict or not. And I don't think that I am, because when Sober October gets here, I just stop. And addicts don't just stop. However, before Sober October, I don't want to stop at all. And I'll say this, last Sober October lasted 8 months. Like my Sober Octobers, the past few have not just been October. I keep them going. But before Sober October gets here, I talk myself into eating edibles every night. Because I love it, dude. It's so nice. I don't drink every night because my workouts are tough to get through. And if I drink the night before a workout, then the workout feels like shit. Especially for a run. If I drink one night and go run the next day, my chest feels extra dense. It's harder to catch my breath. I get winded more easily. My body aches are more, they're more prevalent. And it's just not as good. So I don't drink before. I don't drink the nights before a workout, but I'll eat edibles every night. And when I'm in that mode, to take a break is doesn't seem like I consider it and then I go, nope, no way. Work was hard. There's always an excuse, right? Work was tough, or why not? That's a big one. That's a big phrase that gets thrown around. So I don't necessarily think I'm an addict. I think I have addictive tendencies, and I think that maybe I become emotionally dependent on whatever the fuck I'm into. But I don't think I'm an addict. I come from a line of addiction. You know, if you look into grandparents and their parents and their parents, I'm sure you'll see heavy, whatever it is, alcohol abuse, substance abuse, whatever it might be. And that's partly why I question it, because it's in there. The genes are in there. The genes are strong, brother. They're high and tight. The genes are high and tight. But since I'm able to just do Sober October, I don't think I am. And here's the thing. If I eat edibles and drink bourbon, for the moment, for like that night or whatever, stress levels, anxiety levels, whatever it is, go way down. But the next day, anxiety is the big one, goes way up. Not necessarily stress, but the trigger of stress goes off more easily. But if I'm stone cold sober, my ability to regulate myself is much stronger. I still get anxious, I still get stressed, but my ability to deal with it is stronger, and the threshold for those things is higher or lower. Don't know how thresholds work. It's harder for me to get stressed or anxious if I'm stone cold sober. And I say stone cold sober, but I'm doing nicotine, I'm doing caffeine, I'm doing Flonase, and I'm doing Zyrtec. Those are the drugs I take while I'm quote unquote sober. I do Zens. Wintergreen's my favorite, but I just do 3 milligrams. It's the lowest possible one. And it's not a tobacco product, so it's not harmful to my health. I'm not inhaling a vape, so it's not destroying my lungs. It's just a clean way to get a little nicotine boost. And, whatever. It's healthier than a sugar habit, which also, I got a nasty ass sweet tooth. But a little Zen is healthier than, drinking soft drinks, I'd say. It's not tobacco. I'm not spitting into a cup like a fucking gross idiot. And Zyrtec and Flonase, I will say this. I'm highly addicted to those. I'd say severely addicted to allergy medicine because my allergies are awful, dude. If I stop taking that, I'll have a snotty nose, watery eyes all the time. I'll be blowing my nose. I won't sleep as good because my nose will be stuffy. It is horrific, dude. And I was born with a very narrow nasal passage, and I'm not just making that up. I'm not self-diagnosing myself. I've had 2 times now nasal surgery because I grow what they call nasal polyps in my passageways. They don't know what causes it, and they always come back. That's another thing about nasal polyps. Some people just have them. It just is what it is. So I've had CAT scans multiple times because that's how they see how severe the nasal polyps are. So my ear, nose, and throat doctor has told me I have very narrow nasal passages. So it's easier to become stuffy. And some people just have that. This isn't super rare or anything. Just some people have it. So I'm highly addicted to allergy medicine. I do Flonase every day. I do Zyrtec every day, every night before bed. I also do saline spray, which is not a medication. It's just salt water. And some people sleep on saline. The thing is that they don't know how to use it. They'll use saline the same way they use Flonase, which you can't do. You have to clear your throat with nasal spray. This is such a dumb episode. This is so boring. What the fuck am I talking about? You have to clear your throat with saline. Like you have to, I don't want to do it right into the mic, but, and then you hawk and you spit. I don't know if the mic picked that up, but I don't want to do it right into the mic. That's how you use saline. And it scratches the back of your throat and you know, the back of your nose. It scratches and it cleans it. So all that bullshit, all that pollen and gunk and boogers just come right out. It really is wonderful. And you do that before your Flonase so that the Flonase has full effect. And I know this because I've had super bad allergies my whole life. It's a pretty cool trick. The first nasal polyp removal I had, the doctor that was, you know, my post-op doctor taught me that. So shout out to that lady. All right, dude, let's stop talking about fucking allergies, dude. Oh, also, I'll say this. I think No Child Left Behind led to identity politics. No Child Left Behind by Barbara Bush or whatever her name, Barb Bush. George W. Bush's, why did I say it like that? George W. Bush's wife, when she did No Child Left Behind and just any kid could just pass any grade. I think that's where society took a turn. They say it's in 2008 when they did the Hadron Collider and they split the atom. They say we split into a parallel reality when we did that, and that's when, you know, things started to change for Earth, but I disagree. I think it's No Child Left Behind. Actually, I think No Child Left Behind was also 2008. Wow, I might be making a discovery right now. The Hadron Collider, we split the atom, parallel reality, No Child Left Behind. Now kids think they're cats. So I really think that's where we fucked up, was in 2008. And I'll stand by that mathematically. Maybe Eric Weinstein will come on my pod and we could talk about it. But that's really what I think. And now, you know, the world gets hit with a pretty bad virus and we make it political. We make everything political. And I think No Child Left Behind is the reason for that. So, because these kids grew up dumb, and then they had dumb kids who grew up dumb, and then they had dumb kids. Actually, it's not that many generations, but, you know, now people, they want to use a litter box at school. And also iPads. Also the iPhone. What else, dude? So, P. Diddy, I guess I'll talk about P. Diddy a little bit. The baby oil bottles, they were all confiscated. And here's the thing, dude. The new theory is that they were full of drugs and not actual baby oil, which I'm sure there was one or two that had baby oil in it. But the theory is that they were full of GHB, or is it GHP? GHB. It's like a little drug. I don't know what type of drug. It might be a dissociative, but I don't think so. But you just drink a little cap full and you get, I don't know what it feels like, but it gets you pretty fucked up. And the police confiscated all that baby oil, so I think the theory now is they're full of GHB, which is interesting because he was spiking bottles of water and bottles of liquor and stuff, and he's drugging all types of people, mostly women. It's mostly women victims, but he's drugging people. And he had 1,000 bottles, dude, which is insane. And they put the photo up on whatever, social media. And it was like, I guess a bathroom. The bathroom, if it was a bathroom, it was as big as my bedroom and living room. It's a big ass marble bathroom full of 1,000 bottles of allegedly GHB baby oil bottles, dude. And the list is coming out too, and sad to say, Tyler the Creator's name was on the list. I hope it was a fake list, but it was on there. And actually, I don't want to. I was gonna say, how many people just showed up at the house, didn't know about the illegal stuff, and just left? John Mayer wasn't on the list at all. Shout out John Mayer. John Mayer doesn't party. He doesn't spend his money on alcohol or drugs. He buys wristwatches. So shout out to him. But I think names are still coming. This will drag on for a long time. But the GHB thing was wild. Also, not shocking. Also, how much money does Diddy have, dude, to have 1,000 bottles? Also, how easy is it to overdose on GHB because you just need a little bit? I don't know, dude. I don't know. Let's see. Do I want to save that stuff? Fuck it, I'll do it. I guess I'll say, if you are a huge fan of the Last of Us games, then DM me, message me. Come on, I want to do an episode about The Last of Us. And I don't mean, and this makes me sick, you're a big fan of the first game and you don't like the second game. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. You suck. I have a coworker who's a big fan of the first game, doesn't like the second one. And I was talking to him about the second game, about part 2. And he said that he prefers the novelization of part 2. And reality check, they didn't make novels for part 2 at all, period. So when he told me that, I was kind of like, what? The novels? Like, kind of playing dumb. And I asked him to pull it up and show me on his phone. He couldn't find it because they didn't make it, dude. They made comics for part 1, but I'm certain they didn't make comics for part 2. They definitely have not made a novel for part 1 or 2. So that kind of shit, dude, just pisses me off, dude. And I would say this guy's name, but I won't, because I don't want to be mean, but he's a fucking idiot, dude. Anyways, if you're a fan of The Last of Us, I'm mostly talking about the games, but the TV show too. If you're a huge fan of the TV show and you haven't played the games, I'm not interested. I'm sorry. This is mostly game talk. If you're a fan of both, then come on and we can talk about this show, because I love the show as well. I really like the show a lot. But this is mostly game talk. And if you don't like part 2, then maybe I'll have you on and we can debate, and I can tell you why part 2 is objectively fucking good. Then, come on and let's talk about it. I want to do a Last of Us episode. And here's the thing, dude. People, spoiler alert. Actually, no, I won't say that, because season 2 of the show's coming out, and for sure some people want to watch that. But part 2 is good. Abby's a good character, and part 2 is the best story it could have possibly been. It's the best story it could have possibly been. It's the most compelling story it could have possibly been. There's no other storyline that would have been nearly as compelling as what came out is. That was such a dumb fucking sentence. Part 2 is as good as it can possibly be. I don't care what you say, what you think, your little fucking fairy tale land of what you wish it would have been. I don't care, dude. But come on, maybe we can debate it, and I can tell you why part 2 is really good. So hit me up, DM me, message me, text me if you have my number. Come on, let's talk about it, brother. Well, I'm gonna have a lot of clips for this episode, I think. I have to pee so bad, dude. What else? I was gonna say something else about part 2. Team Abby. Anyways, where are we at? All right, I'm gonna keep going for a little bit. I've been learning Hey Joe on the guitar by Jimi Hendrix. And I've known Hey Joe for fucking 8 years or whatever. I've known it for a long time, the intro and the chords. But the way that Jimi Hendrix played it is so much more than just the open chords on the guitar. And that was all of Jimi Hendrix's playing. And the thing with Jimi Hendrix, for bar chords is he never ever ever barred chords. He used his thumb to play the bass note, and it freed up his fingers to do like solo fills with, you know, what am I saying? He played the rhythm section and the lead section of the guitar, and he used his thumb, he reached over the neck to play the bass notes. And he got that a lot from just playing, being the only guitar player, or just being in a lot of scenarios where he had to play the rhythm and the lead. So I've been learning Hey Joe like that. And it's so fun. Also, I thought he wrote Hey Joe. He didn't. I don't remember the person's name who wrote it, but Jimi Hendrix did not write Hey Joe. That was the first Jimi Hendrix single to come out, so that song is a big deal in the Jimi Hendrix world. And I want to do a cover of it, but I mostly just want to know it. And like, there's a Jimi Hendrix documentary on, I believe, Amazon Plus or Amazon Video, whatever it's called. And it's phenomenal, dude. So I've been really inspired by Jimi Hendrix. I've been listening to, what's the album? Damn it, it's the fucking second album. It's the album that has Little Wing on it. I've been listening to it because the Jimi Hendrix album that I'm most familiar with is the first one. I think it's just Jimi Hendrix Experience. But I've been listening to that second album, and it's unbelievable, dude. He was great at writing, but just learning that style of playing it makes you feel cool. And you can never get it exactly how Jimi Hendrix did it. No one can. There's some really good people who can play that style, and it's still not Jimi. But it's still fun to do. It's a very free way of playing. It's very I don't even know how to explain it, but it's just Jimi Hendrix was one with his guitar. His guitar was him, and he was his guitar. And when you start to practice his style, even if you get just 1% of what he was capable of, it makes you feel that symbiotic relationship with the instrument when you're able to just be free on the neck, on the fretboard. It's a really cool feeling. So that's kind of what I've been practicing on the guitar lately. And it feels really cool, dude. But that's it. I think I'm at an hour, I think this is the first time having an hour with the solo episode. I think it's right under an hour. I can't see Ableton right now, but thank you guys for listening. This is kind of a heavier episode. It might get taken off of YouTube for me telling people to delete themselves, so I might edit that out or bleep it or something. But maybe not. I don't know. I don't have enough viewers to really, for YouTube to pay attention to me like that. But thank you guys for listening. Thoughts and prayers to everyone affected by Hurricane Helene. And if you can give some money, that would be cool too. So shout out to them. I'm going to put the links again. I'm going to put links where you can donate, so it'll go directly to the victims. The links will be in the description of this video. I might even bump this video up so that this video comes out next week. This episode comes out next week. I might do that because I have 2 episodes that are completely ready to go, and I've been putting them out in order. So if I don't bump this one forward, this won't come out for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks. But I might bump it forward. But anyways, Thoughts, prayers, and money. People always give thoughts and prayers. Give money too. Like I said, $5, if that's all you can swing, it helps. You might think all I have is $5, but like it really fucking helps, dude. If someone can get a McChicken, because some people don't have anything, brother. Nothing. They lost everything. They lost their job. They lost their house. They lost their family members. They lost their dog. They lost everything. They lost their lives. So even if it's just $5 that you can swing, it really does help. Even if that $5 or $10 goes to gas money for the people who are taking trailers full of supplies to the victims, like every little bit helps, brother. So if you can swing it, man, they would appreciate it. I would appreciate it. Like I said, I've said it, I keep repeating myself. The links will be in the description. So please, let's do what we can. And thank you for listening. I love you guys so much. Even if you love politics and politics is your thing, I do love you. Don't delete yourself. Fucking thank you. And I hate to say it, please like and subscribe. Let's grow this channel. Let's grow this podcast so that maybe I can make some money off of this podcast and keep it going. And also, how much money do I have to make? How much income does the podcast need to give me for me to start to buy equipment for the pod and, write it off on my taxes? Right? How much money does the podcast need to make me so that I can buy a MacBook and write that off on my taxes? Or that I can buy new mics and write that off on my taxes? I don't know what that is. I'm going to figure that out. I'll ask ChatGPT. Thank you guys. I love you so much. I hope y'all stay blessed, stay safe. If you're in Western North Carolina and you're able to hear this, stay strong. This will pass. Fucking Jesus Christ, it feels so shitty to say to people who lost their families, but I don't even know what to say to them, but I doubt they're even listening. But thank you guys so much. I love you. Bye.
Now, if any of you sons of bitches got anything else to say, now's the fucking time! I didn't think so. 今日はおからめにしましょう。